Hello fellow Dungeons & Dragons players and Dungeon Masters alike. I love me some one-shots, and the reason I like one-shots that much is because I like the idea of having a beginning, a middle and an end to a story or to a session in one session of Dungeons & Dragons. I also like the idea of people being able to try out new classes, try out new class features. Maybe one of your players got sick and you still want to play, and one of the other people is like, I want to try out DMing for once. So you can use a one-shot, but you can also use one-shots to put into a long-lasting campaign, making it so that, for example, I often don't really have time to prepare a lot for a game. So if that happens, I just pick up one of my one-shots, I read it cover to cover the night before, and the next day I am ready to play it. And I've played a lot of one-shots in 2018. So here are my top 3 one-shots I played in 2018. Really quick, I still have a t-shirt shop over on spreadshirt.com. Make sure to click the link in the description below. And if you decide to buy one of my Dungeons & Dragons themed t-shirts, make sure to comment in the comments below, because I want to be the one to personally thank you for it. So without further ado, my number 3 most favorite one-shot I played in 2018, and I played a lot of them, is and has to be Shadows of the Dusk Queen. This could have been my number 1, but the reason it isn't my number 1 is because I kind of cheated. It is not really a one-shot. When you open it and you read it, it actually feels and reads like a one-shot, and I do not really know if it's written as a one-shot or maybe 2 or 3 sessions long, but it kind of feels like a one-shot, and I played it like a one-shot. But the thing is, it isn't a full-blooded adventure module like, for example, Forge of Fury, where you have a dungeon crawl that lasts about 3, 4, maybe 5 sessions, and it isn't a one-shot because it takes, for me at least, longer than 1 session, or you have to run a really long session to be able to finish this thing. So it isn't a classic one-shot, but if you have very long sessions or 2 very short ones, this one is really worth picking up. It is by Kobold Press. Little synopsis: there is this Dusk Queen that lives in a dark forest. Actually, she rules over the forest from this tower, but the thing is, somebody destroyed her magical mirror, and it exploded. It was a very powerful mirror, but it exploded in the forest, and there's 5 shards all around the forest, scattered all around the forest, and it is up to the players to collect them and then make a decision. Do they want to bring the shards back to the Dusk Queen, or do they want to bring the shards as far away as possible from the Dusk Queen? Like always from Kobold Press, this thing is very well written out. There's enough stat blocks for you as a Dungeon Master. There's enough flavor text to read out loud for your players. Every time you turn a page, you see at least one amazing piece of art. The absolute strong point of this module is that it is probably the most plug and play module in my list today, because this one can really be used to just insert into a campaign, into a long lasting campaign, like it's nothing. Because there's always an option, if your players are traveling from A to B, there's always an option to insert a dark forest with a Dusk Queen. By the way, Shadows of the Dusk Queen is actually written for 8th level characters, but I have already scaled it down to a party of 4th level characters. It's very easy because it's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Scaling things down and up is very easy. Number 2 most favorite one-shot that I played in 2018 is a one-shot that is in the Midgard Sagas book by Kobold Press. And this might be a good time to tell you guys that you can still get 10% discount on anything you buy from Kobold Press over on their website by using my promo code while checking out. My promo code and all the information is in the description below. It is a one-time thing, so you can use the code once per customer, and it only runs up until February 15th. So make sure to, if there's anything you want from Kobold Press, if there's anything on your list, go over there, use my promo codes, and maybe pick up this book if you're interested in some very cool one-shots. I am talking about Madman at the Bridge, and this adventure actually only has 2 outcomes. Number 1 is that the players actually stop this madman at the bridge, and number 2 is that the players have a TPK. Madman at the Bridge is about your players encountering a bridge that goes up and down to let boats across, and there is this madman in the basement in the boiler room of the bridge. And he's trying to overheat the boiler up until the point that it explodes and takes half of the city with it. The Midgard sagas is actually a module that has 6 of these amazing weird one-shots, but the reason I like Madman at the bridge that much is because the creators really did a good job of tying in different encounters together. For example, your players encounter this bridge and there is this clockwork creature or more clockwork creatures that are supposed to guard the bridge that are now going completely berserk, and they're trying to attack different townsfolk and their guards, so they're not supposed to do that, so they're going completely berserk, and your players are trying to fight those guards, and they're trying to get into this boiler room where there's other creatures that are defending the boiler, defending the madman that is in the basement, and there is this constant threat of this boiler that is set to explode, and there's actually a countdown timer in here that says everything that happens every round, every sign of the boiler overheating. But they're trying to get into this basement, they're trying to get to this madman, but they're being stopped from all sides. There's all kinds of things going on. So I played this with my players, and some of them were really scared to lose their characters, and some of them were actually thinking about running away, because there's always, when something like this is going on, there's always that one point of no return. There's always a point of no return, because at some point this boiler will explode and people that are standing in the vicinity will take a shit ton of damage. So this is one of those really exciting one-shots where your players are really scared to lose their characters, and as a matter of fact they can very well lose their characters if they don't run away fast enough, soon enough. Anyway, it is really exciting. It isn't long, it's like 2 or 3 hours long for us at least, and we had 4 players and me as a dungeon master, but we had a ton of fun with it and we laughed our asses off with it. So, my number one-shot I played in 2018 has to be The Shore of Dreams. And I have no idea why I like it that much. Seriously, I was sent this one a long time ago by Potion Press. It arrived in my mailbox and I saw the cover. I immediately fell in love with the cover. Maybe I just fell in love with the lady on the cover because she's hot. Anyway, I like the cover. I like the art in here is amazing. The writing is amazing. The story is amazing. The plot twist in here that my players did not see coming is amazing, and the combination of all of it is just very cool. The setting, it is the setting probably that I think has gotten me. There is this inn that's called Shore of Dreams, and it is in a small city, somewhere a oriental city, and the innkeeper, the owner of this inn, plays her instrument every night for the customers to make them feel good. But she is supposed to know the secret location of a pirate chest that has to be somewhere in the sea a few miles from this inn. And she is looking for a bunch of adventurers that want to go retrieve this treasure for her. Because the other adventurers she sent, they did not return. It's a classic tale. If you hear it, it's just a classic tale of go get that treasure for me and you'll get part of that treasure if you go and get it for me. But there is a plot twist in here, although a little bit cliche. My players actually did not see it coming and they fell for it completely. It is an adventure for 5th to 6th level characters. It only takes you 1 session. It is not really long, but if you set the setting right, because I had some oriental music playing in the background, I had some inn noises, tavern noises in the background on my laptop while we were playing this, while we were in this inn, because a lot of this adventure, a big part of this adventure is role-playing inside of this tavern and around town, because there's some great locations around town for the players to discover. Something else really worth stating is that on top of the main plot hook, on the main story of this adventure, the creators really did a good job of tying in some other very cool secrets, and it wasn't really necessary at all to put these things in here, but they did, and it all adds to an amazing feeling, and it just feels alive. It feels that there's more going on, which there's actually is more going on, but it just feels that there's an entire town is living and breathing, and they just, I don't know why I like it so much. It's just a very simple but very well written adventure. So if your players are ever traveling on the oriental side of wherever your campaign is taking place, make sure they visit the Shore of Dreams. So these were my top 3 one-shots I played in 2018, but I really want to hear from you guys. Are there any one-shots I missed out on, might have missed out on, and I really need to check out and maybe even review on my channel? Or have you played one of these and do you want to share your opinion for other people on them? Do you think they're as amazing as I think they are? Then make sure to comment below, because I really want to hear from you guys what you think of my top 3 one-shots of 2018. Well, one-shots I played in 2018. So you can check out reviews of all these modules somewhere on my channel. They're in the description below. Just click them, or they were somewhere around here during the video. Also, if you want to see any of my other reviews, make sure to click one of these videos right here. And most importantly, if you are a creator of Dungeons & Dragons stuff, either it being modules or other stuff, make sure to contact me, send me your stuff, and if I think it's amazing, I will share it with my wonderful, wonderful audience. I hope your inspiration may guide you.